First snow of the winter. It's cold. We were up most of last night, basically shoveling off crappy infrastructure because chainsaw cabin isn't finished yet. Has a tarp on a roof. We have a portable garage down in the parking area where we store car, etc. None of it is snow rated, and it's just one of the things you do when you're doing stuff on a budget or no budget. Can you do it? Yeah. Sometimes it's a pain. But we're doing a little bit of cheat. I used a little bit of fat wood this morning underneath the kindling there to get it started. There's still a couple coals left, but not too much. I think we went to sleep around 3 a.m. after our last pass through some of the stuff. This fat wood is pretty amazing stuff. It's basically where the sap collects and some of the stuff. A little tiny bit of bark there. It's cold. We woke up to the inverter batteries are drained. They were beeping, but everything's still standing, and we kind of, I was dreading the first real storm. But we survived it. And the whole premise of this stuff is, can you do something like this even in California? You don't have to be in Canada or something like that. Because a lot of us have jobs or businesses or whatever, family stuff. We can't leave. We can't take off. And it is the morning of January 3rd. Yeah, this piece is too big. But the fat wood should do it. I think our window's dirty. Oh, our window's dirty. Oh no. Well, still needs a better cleaning, but we got a fire in our tiny house in the tiny chainsaw cabin. So first snow, there's probably 6 or 8 inches of snow outside. So good morning. Welcome to January 3rd, 2024. And the charging cable to our generator broke off, so we can't charge the battery. Well, we can, but just not as well as we would like. Let's see, how much do we need to strip? Yeah, the joys of... So we woke up to no power. Well, the batteries are drained. And the cable and the charging cable broke. Joys of a project like this, but so we're doing this with a headlamp. Noise you hear in addition to the crows is the little fan on top of the stove. And this particular one starts spinning when the stove hits 200 degrees. Okay, see if we can pokey rig our clamp so we can charge the batteries. guess we can okay. Oh, there's better ways to do this. Is it pretty? Nope. Well, give us a connection so we can start charging stuff. Morning. Welcome back to Hewn Hill. It is the morning of January 4th, probably about 8:30 this morning, and one of those, want to start doing a little bit of more stuff like this is, if you're thinking about doing something like this, human nature is not always your friend. Like for example, because if you have basically unlimited firewood, sometimes you don't have it always prepped where you can use it. In fact, a lot of the other firewood I'd cut recently I'd taken over to the house where my family still lives. And so this morning it's probably, earlier this morning probably got down into the mid-20s. Maybe close to 20 degrees. It was pretty chilly in the cabin. I've slept for about 4 hours, it'd been 4 or 5 hours, fire had gone out, stuff got up and realized I was just using my last sticks of usable firewood. There was some dry, kind of damp stuff that I could have used, but there was nothing dry and ready. So at a little after 7 this morning, got out the old trusty electric chainsaw, fired up the generator, and went and cut this. This is was a standing dead, been dead probably for 2-3 years. Probably the biggest, between 6 and 7 inches at its base, but it was on a really steep section, but got it down. This will probably be good enough for maybe 2 days worth of firewood, and it is nice and dry, and the bottom part of it was pretty rotted, but the top sections of it were burnable. One of the things about if you're doing something like this in the mountains, especially the Sierra Nevadas and stuff where there's all kinds of dense overgrown forest. This parcel hadn't been logged in like 50 years, so it's not that you always have good firewood, but you have an unlimited amount of bad firewood. So this is actually will be, I would consider it, once I get it worked up, the limbs for kindling and stuff like that, medium firewood, and it'll work for probably maybe 2 days in the little stove. But hope you're doing well in 2024, and this is the morning of January 4th. So, and yes, one of the things like this is firewood. You're always cutting firewood. You're always cutting it either to clear brush or it seems like realistically, I've kind of worked it out to where if you need probably a wheelbarrow or two, say 2 wheelbarrows of wood, to keep everything comfortable, food cooked and everything else, so you figure somebody has to cut that wood. And yeah, if you buy wood, sometimes wood can be $300-400 a cord. And then you still have your brush and your down stuff. So this way you have free firewood, but it also improves your property as you go. So there we go. Oh, now I got to cut up enough of this kindling so I can make some coffee, because I didn't even have enough stuff left to make coffee. I usually go on this little percolator pot about to the top of the little stem. That's just where I like it. Everybody else can however they like it. And the water had some ice chunks in it this morning, so it's probably going to take a little bit to brew. Hi. I gotta scratch the shugs. I got to scratch the shugs. I need to scratch the shugs. I got to scratch the shugs. I got to scratch the shugs. I do. I got to scratch the shugs. Yes, I got to scratch the shugs. Say hi. Welcome to this property. There's just brush and dead stuff everywhere. So if we want to burn substandard firewood for the next 4 or 5 years, it's everywhere. Some of these little things we're going to use for fence pickets, for some natural fencing. So if if any little tree like this, that if it's fairly straight, 4 feet tall or something like that, then we'll probably find some type of a use for it that is not firewood or kindling. The ones that are twisted and bent and everything else that have no real other value, they're firewood. So let's see if we can get, what we're trying to do for today is get enough little poles that are about 7 feet tall to use as supports for our little front porch, so to speak, for the front of the chainsaw cabin. Basically it is or 7 or 8 feet tall. Want to get those. For this winter we're going to be using the tarp, but at least it gets us to where we can put it out for, you know, make it a little more like an actual front porch and keep the rain, snow stuff off, etc. And yeah, some of the stuff you get whipped with limbs, you get all kinds of stuff. So sometimes, I'm wearing these glasses right now because I didn't always wear safety glasses, and I've been hitting the eye several times on this, and one time bad enough that it actually worried me. So I'm not the best at stuff for safety protocols anyway, but eyesight is one of those things that you definitely want to try to take care of. So, all right, let's see if we can get a few more of these down. There's some oaks in here. Most of these little small ones are dead redwoods. So, let's take them down. Sometimes the root ball is so far gone you can't even knock the twigs off of them while they're standing. It's easier if you can, but it.